Hi, fourth grade. I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to be here with you guys today. I miss you like crazy, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. But I did want to explain what I expected for writing today. So, because we have a cool owl research project coming up, and I don't want you guys to start anything new with the sub, I thought it would be cool if we wrote about some of the things that happened during the ice storm. So as you can see, I've already got a Word document here ready to go with my ice storm story. Notice that I've put my name right underneath it. That's how yours should look as well. I'm going to start out by just brainstorming some things that happened to me during the ice storm. Nothing super exciting, but I can make a story out of it nonetheless. So I'm just going to enter down here and I'll just type out a few things to brainstorm and then I'll get my story going. So during this ice storm, I stayed with Miss Williams because we didn't want to be stuck without power by ourselves, so we just decided to have like a weekend long slumber party. So that's what we did. We played a ton of games. We played Monopoly, we played chess, we played, oh my goodness, what else did we play? We played cards. Oh man, just so many games. I can't even remember all of them that we played. So I'm going to list some of those there, and I can talk about that in my story. We did lose power for a couple hours. So we had a power outage on, I think it was Sunday, for about an hour. So that one wasn't bad. Okay, it came back on, no big deal. But then on Monday, we lost power at about 2:30 in the morning. Yikes, it was very, very cold during that time. And we didn't get power back. So I'm going to put that on there as well, that we didn't get the power back on. I think it's Wednesday, or no, sorry, it's Tuesday right now. Man, it's been a long weekend. I can't remember what day it is. It's Tuesday right now, and I'm pretty sure Miss Williams still does not have power at her house. So it's a long, long, long time. So I'm going to talk about that in my story. What else did we do? Because it was super cold in her house, we spent a lot of time snuggled under blankets. At one time, I think I had 4 blankets on me, and she had like 2 or 3 on her. Just a ton of blankets. It was crazy how cold it was. I remember she said it got down to 51 degrees in her house. So I think I had 2 pairs of socks on, 2 pairs of sweatpants, 2 sweatshirts, and then 4 blankets on top of me. So, man, that was a lot of stuff, but I was still really, really cold. So we can talk about all those things I can talk about them in my ice storm story. And what we ended up doing on Monday, we got so cold in her house that we ended up going to her aunt's house. Oops. Because her aunt had power and we were going to stay the night at her aunt's house. That way we wouldn't be cold. Because she had power. So now that I brainstormed just a few things, and you can see like none of this is super exciting, I guess. I mean, losing power is kind of exciting, but it's not like anything major really happened to us during this time, but I can still make a story out of all this stuff. So now that I've got this stuff brainstormed up top here, I'm going to scroll down a little bit. If you're on Docs on Google, you're just going to hit return, 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 and just enter down a few times, and then you'll be ready to start your story. So I'm going to start my story and say, on Friday night, Miss Williams and I, prepared for a big ice storm that was supposed to hit Dodge City. We decided to stay together. Oh goodness, there's no 3 in that. So that we wouldn't have to be alone if the power went out. Okay, that's just a really, really quick way to start your story. You can just say when your story started. For example, mine started on Friday night because that's when I went over and stayed the night at Miss Williams' house for the first time. Maybe your story doesn't start until Saturday evening when it was raining and freezing and everything. Or maybe your story starts on Thursday when maybe you and your mom or dad or sister or brother, whoever, went to the store to get extra food in case the power went out. Your story can really start whenever. It's up to you, but my particular story is going to start on Friday because that's when this whole ice storm debacle kind of happened for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue talking about just kind of my experience during the ice storm. I can say for the first 2 days, we weren't sure that an ice storm was really going to hit because it wasn't really doing anything outside. We weren't seeing anything fantastic. I can say it was raining, a little bit, but nothing major like we thought. That is until Saturday night hit. Okay. Now you can see this is kind of a turning point in my story. Until Saturday night, I'm kind of leading my reader to believe, what's going to happen on Saturday night. Okay. Then in my story, I'm going to start talking about, well, what are some things that we did on Saturday night? What happened with the weather on Saturday night? What did we see as we were just kind of hanging out waiting for this ice storm to hit? So I can start a new paragraph and say, Saturday, during the afternoon, it started to rain. It was cold enough that the rain, let's scroll down, was freezing. The trees were starting to collect ice. As Saturday afternoon turned into Saturday night, we started seeing many trees breaking because of the weight of the ice. Okay. And I do remember it was actually kind of fun. Miss Williams and I went outside in her backyard and all the grass was frozen. It sounded kind of like we were walking on glass because there was just so much ice everywhere. And the trees were coated in ice. And there was a bunch of branches that were starting to break, just different things like that. So in my story, I can add some sensory details. I can talk about what I saw, what I heard, just little things like that to kind of give my story a little bit more intriguing details into it, and instead of just saying we saw frozen trees. But yeah, other than that, the rest is kind of up to you guys. You just tell me what you did. As you can see up here in my story, I've already talked about staying with Miss Williams. I'm beginning to talk about Saturday. I'm going to lead up into this power outage that was on Sunday. I need to start talking about, to pass the time, we played some games. We played chess and cards and different things. So there's a lot of different things you can talk about here. Just don't forget, brainstorm some of the things you did, if you can remember what you did. And then really just start writing about them. I'm really interested to see how your ice storm weekend went. I know I've got some really cool pictures that I want to show you guys when I get back tomorrow. But other than that, just kind of have fun with it. Write me a story. Tell me what you did. Tell me what cool things you saw. If you drove around and saw all the damage, just let me know. If you have questions, you can always ask your sub. Ask each other if you've got questions, anything like that. Please be good for your sub. I will be back tomorrow, and I cannot wait to see you all. Have a good day, guys. Bye.